Wait for some of y'all to get up in here. What up, y'all? What's going on? So a lot of you guys are putting in the comments of the other videos that you wish I was going live today. So I'm like, why not go live? Let's see. Yeah, so I wanted to go live real quick. We'll wait for a few more people to get in here. I know some of the other people that were reaching out, I told them as well that we're going to go live, and I'm going to be telling you guys what's coming up next for kind of like for the channel or what I got going on as a creator, as well as possibly most likely the death of that thinning hair series is. And I don't know if you guys have been watching it. Let me know what y'all think. Have you guys been watching the thinning hair series? I know part 4 is due and it should have been dropped this week, but when I look at the video, the guy's hair is kind of a basic haircut, so I'm thinking about not doing it. But let me know what you guys think about this series so far, if you guys have seen it. I know, bro. The science, man. It goes by so quick, bro. It's crazy. What's going on? MKO Cuts, AAC in the building. Yeah, that 29.k, bro. Like, I don't know if we'll hit it during Vlogmas because that's 25 days away. I just don't know how that will go. But what I will say is that, man, that's extraordinary, man. Like, just to be at those kind of numbers in that amount of time. So, AAC, you feeling that series? I think I'm gonna start doing more series as I get a lot more customers that come in with a similar setup. It may not be the thinning hair, but it might be like I think one of you guys asked for like a straight haircut. So I might do like a series where for 3 or 4 videos in a row, bam, nothing but straight hair, nothing but waves, whatever it is. What would you recommend a new barber on how to market themselves? Man, great question. With these 2 lives, so for the last 2 days, I don't know if you were in here, MKO, but we've been going live for the last 2 nights in a row, and these videos have been, I think the first one was like 2 hours and 17 minutes. The one from last night was an hour and 47 minutes. So that was covered. I'm going to answer your question now, but that was covered in the video. And just so you guys know, I don't expect most people to go back and watch a 2-hour long vlog or whatever, live stream. So what I'm going to do, as you guys see from the video today, I'm going to chop these videos up and I'll put them out. Anything that was a great point, a great question, and it was like really helpful to you guys, I'm going to just make it into a short video. It might be a 6-minute, 3-minute, 5-minute video, but I'll chop it up and just post it. So you can go back and see, it'll have the, whatever the question was, and you'll be able to watch the answer. And so for your question, I'll say the best way to market yourself is through word of mouth. That's the best way to advertise. I'll take that back. That's the best way of advertising. The best way to market yourself. So when I think about marketing, and I guess they're kind of synonymous. But I think about how I can market myself, how I advertise, how I carry or present myself in the shop. So being in the shop consistently and making sure that I have visibility. I'm there, I'm learning, and I'm applying these things that I'm learning and practicing, and I'm asking more questions, and I'm greeting customers, and I'm answering the phone. All of those different things are ways to build up a clientele and market yourself within the shop. because that's going to be the number one thing. I'm not big on social media. Like, I don't feel like you have to have a 100,000 subscribers or 100,000 followers to be a successful barber. I built the Barber brand first, and now you guys are witnessing me build the social media following second. So you guys can make tons of money, cut as much hair, and have as much fun as you want to within a shop, and being known in a local area where you're making $100,000 and nobody knows you online, but everybody in the neighborhood knows you. That can be easily done. And it may be harder to build up online than it is locally, you know? So that's just my food for thought on that. AAC says, haven't seen it yet, but oh no, Otha says I haven't seen it yet, but I'll definitely check it out. Yeah, check it out, bro. AAC says that I grew faster than Sean cuts hair. The growth was really fast, and my boy Sean, he grinds. He puts in a lot of work. He does a lot of videos. He's definitely more consistent on his journey than I have been with YouTube, but I've been blessed to grow at a rapid rate. Asai says, I only watched episode 1 and 3. Kwame said, what up? What's going on, Kwame? Laura, what up? Good idea to chop them up. Yeah, man, it just makes sense. So you guys can go back, and I don't want you to have to try to find that point when you asked the question and it was answered personally for you. Instead, you'll be able to see the question that you asked, or a question that somebody asked as a title of a video, and bam, now I can watch it and it's right there. I can go back whenever and watch it really quickly. Shear work is so important. Can we get more vids on techniques? Yeah, definitely, Joseph. Definitely, brother. It is very important to some. So I know a lot of barbers that don't do any scissor work and they're booked up. So it just depends on what your goals are and what area that you're working in, and what kind of clientele that you want to have. So it's all customizable. Whatever you want your clientele to be, that's what it's going to be. Guys, I don't want to be on here any longer than 30 minutes tonight. So I'm going to set my phone right now for a 30-minute timer. And at the end of this 30 minutes, I'm going to say goodnight to you guys. So set a timer for 30 minutes. All right. The clock is ticking because I got to be up and back to work at 8:30 in the morning. It's already almost 11:30. Okay, so where are we at? So currently in barber school, any tips on getting more people to practice on? Oh yeah, so that's another thing that we went over the other night. You can advertise, hey man, I'm doing free haircuts and I'm looking for whatever. If you're trying to do black customers, if you're trying to do more Hispanic customers, you know, it's nothing wrong with advertising to the particular people that you are advertising for. Whatever you're trying to learn, hey man, I'm trying to do more waivers cuts. I'm doing half off on cuts. Normally I charge 10, for you is 5, or it's normally 5. I'll do it for free. Just let me take a picture of your haircut so I can post it on Instagram later, or so I can keep it for my growth. And, you know, whatever the case may be, I think that's a simple way to do it. No problem, MKO. What's going on, B Mills? So are walk-ins slow due to COVID? I know many barbers who left the industry due to COVID. So COVID definitely changed the industry for many people, for many shops. I believe now at this point, a lot of the guys that I knew that were in regular barber shops, they have recovered, and things have picked up a lot since almost 2 years ago. For me, I shut down for 2 months, but after that, once I told everybody I was coming back, my bookings were back to being booked up. So I'm in a suite. I don't do any walk-ins. So I'm appointment only, and I can honestly say I grew even more with COVID because a lot of people were not wanting to go into a barbershop scene. It was one lady brought her son in. Her husband's brother is a barber, and she didn't want her husband taking her son to that shop because she was like, I don't want him in a shop full of people and nobody has mask on or whatever the case may be. So I ended up getting a new customer just off being in a suite by myself. And it was a lot of people who didn't go to shops, but they felt more comfortable going back to get a haircut in a suite when they didn't feel comfortable going into their old barbershop. So I think it's, at least in Texas where I'm at, you know, Texas is one of them states where people really don't care as much. So they were just we were one of the first states to open back up. And so, yeah, I've seen a lot of barbers like, hey, and this is the fact of the matter is this. A lot of you guys don't know that haven't been in barber school. If you have been, or if you're currently in school, you know this to be true. The number one thing we learn in barber school is not how to fade. It's sanitation and it's safety. So we learn about different illnesses, bloodborne pathogens, airborne pathogens, skin diseases, all of these different things. Even though I don't treat them, all I can do is recommend you to a dermatologist or something like that. I can't treat any of it. We still had to learn what to do with it. You got to think we're working with razors, so our utensils are very sharp. We learn what to do if I cut somebody, how to patch them up, how to clean it, you know, the whole step, gloves, all of that. So a lot of barbers were like, if anybody can handle this, if any business can handle this, we should be open right now. How is McDonald's open and they don't know anything? They're not state regulated, you know, professionals. Why are they open? Why are they deemed, what was that word? Everybody, not necessary, but whatever that word was, where they said like you could be open. I can't remember. It's been so long. It's crazy how much time has passed. Essential. Yeah, that's what it was. Why are you deeming these people essential? Why is this dog groomer essential? You know, why is this strip club essential? Why is this what's it called? I'm sorry, y'all. Whatever, the alcohol store. What do you call the why is this liquor store able to be open? How are they essential? But you're telling me, who went to school for 1,500 hours, had to study for 1,000 hours before I can even go and take a practical test. I had to do a written test, 100-question written test. How can you say that I'm not qualified to handle something like this when I know how to properly disinfect? I know how to I have hospital grade disinfectants, and I know how to clean my tools. How am I not essential? How am I not qualified to work right now? So you had a lot of barbers making that argument, and eventually we got open back up out here in Florida and all those different places. Yo, I just subscribed like a week ago to your channel and binge watched all your videos in 3 days. Keep doing it. Say thank you, big dog. Woof, woof. I love that name. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you subscribing. If you can binge watch all my videos in 3 days, I don't got enough content out there. Sometimes I'll go on somebody's page and I'm like, man, their work is amazing. Let me go back and see. And you click on videos and you just got to keep scrolling, scrolling, just to finally get back to their first video from 5 years ago. So I need to be posting more videos. But nah, I thank you for that support, bro. You coming in at a great time because I normally don't go live. And so almost the majority of the days of this month, I'll be going live or posting some sort of content. So stick with us, meet some of these people, man. Follow me on Instagram, DM me if you got any questions. One of these guys, I don't know if he's on right now, but before I got on, he had just sent me a picture of a haircut and design. And he said that he wanted me to let him know what I thought. And so what I'll do is I'll pull it up right here. Or if any of you guys have a picture of something that you want me to look at, send it to me right now, because I'll go over a couple haircuts and I'll show you guys like what I see and what could have been done better. So yeah, just send to me Christopher Manyweather on Instagram and we'll go over that. Is it better to work in a shop or a suite? It depends on where you're at, bro. Like in your career, I don't recommend anybody coming out of barber school to go into a suite because you're not doing walk-ins. Walk-ins are the life flow of any shop. So you have to, I won't say you have to have walk-ins, but for the new guy coming in, if a shop doesn't have walk-ins, tell me how you'll build your clientele any quicker than that. You can get out and you can pass out cards. You might pass out 1,000 cards and get one person. But every day somebody's walking into your shop. Every day somebody's calling the shop. Answer the phone. Greet them. It's simple. So you build up your clientele, then you move to a suite if that's what you want to do, or you stick around in the shop. Yeah, thank you, bro. Essential. What's the best way to start working on becoming a barber? Ooh, that's a good topic right there. That's a video in itself. A great way to start working on becoming a barber. Someone asked the other night, do I have to start cutting hair before I go to barber school? And the response was no, not at all. And so I know a few customers, a few barbers that actually got into school, had never touched clippers. But once you get in there, the work starts, because now you want to soak up everything. You want to ask questions, watch people, practice, destroy haircut after haircut, see what you did wrong, see what the man next to you that got to come over there and fix it. Ask him, what did he just do to fix your mistake? Or whatever, that teacher that has to come over and fix it. What did you just do to fix my mistake? And you'll learn, and you try to avoid those mistakes from here on out. And before you know it, you can put together a very decent basic haircut coming out of barber school. But like with any other school, with anything else we do, just because you have a driver's license doesn't mean you're the best driver. So just because you have a barber's license doesn't make you the best barber, but it's a license to get in a shop with some guys who can teach you and help you grow. So I just say start, man. You start by going to a school and you ask them, hey, what's the price? Do you guys offer grants? So for my barber school, it was a $10,000 school that covered tuition and books. Out of pocket, we were supposed to pay $500 for our tools that the school provided. And so I went there. I talked to the guy at the front desk. Next thing I knew, they were telling me that I could qualify for a grant, and that grant covered that $10,000. And I ended up being really cool with the owner of the school, you know, just chopping it up with him, picking his brain all the time. And towards the end of school, like really they want you paying for your books. So once it's time to graduate, you have a zero balance. But he just told me, he was like, man, give me your books back and we'll call it even. Because all he's going to do is go and sell those books. So I paid nothing for my barber license, and I make great money. I make more than a lot of people who have 4-year degrees and they have 60, 70, 100,000, $200,000 in debt. So I just say, go up to a school and ask them what you need to go. I don't know how old you are. There's some people who start barber school at 16, depending on what state that you're in. You know, there's people who have dropped out of school, but were old enough to go to barber school. So I just don't know your situation, but I'd start with finding a school and then going to talk to the owner or whoever works at the front desk. Tips for clipper over comb. Facts. Okay, so tips for clipper over comb. Man, I don't have no comb on me, bro. Okay, so imagine this is your comb. I don't know if you guys can see this. So, and this is the head. So when you go in with your clipper over comb, you go in and you scoop out. And what you want to make sure, because let's say this is a curved head, you want to make sure that the spine of the comb should be touching the head, and that the top of the tip of the teeth is pointing upward and out. So whenever you do that, you won't put a hole in somebody's head. But what you're looking for after you make that first, let's just say your first initial cut, you go in, bam, that's my guideline. So from there on out, I'm gonna go left to right, and I'm just gonna put the comb up in there till that hair disappears in my guideline, and everything on the side of that, I'll cut off, and I'll follow that guideline around. That's as best as I can show you with the phone and no comb and no customer, no mannequin right now. What's the IG to send the cuts to? It is Christopher Miniweather. ChristopherMinieWeather. For any of you guys that are wondering, that is my last name. That is not my barber name. I don't have a barber name. Y'all barbers, y'all really rappers nowadays. Y'all got barber names. I'm like, bro, this is just my name. People are like, oh, what's I'll ask somebody like, hey man, who used to cut your hair? Oh, Icy. Who used to cut your hair? Icy Hands. I'm like, what was his name? Oh, I don't know. Everybody in the shop just called him Icy Hands. How you don't know your barber's name? So while y'all got these barber names, make sure people know your know your name as well. All right. So, and that's why I call my channel Dead Stock Barbershop. But whenever you see the video come on, I say, hey, I'm Christopher Miniweather with Dead Stock Barbershop. You want people to associate your name with the brand as well as your face with the brand. How to get better at cutting haircuts. Repetition. Reps. The more reps you put in, the better you will get. Watch videos, ask questions, join lives, ask questions, watch more videos, go put in more reps, more practice. The more practice you get, the better you will become. That's the only way to do it. It's no certain clipper, none of that. You only get better by putting in the work. You only get stronger by lifting weights, by doing push-ups. Let's see. I'm not educated in cutting hair, nor do I have experience, but I would like to start cutting my partner's hair. What advice can you give? Oh, I'm 100% sure I can't do lineup. The same thing. So that guy just asked the question, how to get better at cutting hair. It's the same exact thing. You just jump in there and start. So you watch a video. Let's just say your partner has a particular haircut in mind. You have the benefit of, let's just say it's some of the terminology. So you know what a bald fade is. You know what a taper fade is. You know what an all even haircut is. So your benefit is having YouTube. YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world. And if you guys look at how I title my videos, if you guys ever want to start a YouTube channel, check out how I title my videos versus most other big YouTubers out there. And I'm gonna let you guys in on the secret. This is called SEO, search engine optimization. This is somebody pointed out how fast I've been growing. This is something that I've learned to help my channel grow quicker. Search engine optimization. So with YouTube being the second largest search engine in the world, that means when somebody wants to know how to do anything, what do? They go into YouTube and they type in a question. So when you take a bigger YouTube barber that's been doing YouTube for a while, they name their videos anything. He paid $200 for this. And they get views on it because they already have a lot of subscribers. But for somebody like myself or like you guys eventually that are starting from zero and you want to build up, you want to make sure that you are optimizing your titles and your tags for search as well as your description. So whatever this video is on, when it comes to your tutorial, that should be in the title. So how to do a bald fade. Then you put blurriest fade ever or blurriest fade ever, how to do a low bald taper. So that means whenever a person goes onto YouTube from now till the end of the world and they type in how to do a low bald taper, guess whose video is going to pop up before Jeezy's video, before Beam's video, before Bazio's video, because you are optimized for search in cases where they might not necessarily do that because they don't really have to. People are going to watch their videos regardless. They can type in, I seen one time Bazio, he titled a video accidentally uploaded this or something like that, and people watched it and it was a real video, but I think he just did it on purpose. So, but you're in competition with that, but you can surpass the video, the amount, by having the proper search as well as a good thumbnail. You know, those kind of things will help. Look up people who teach how to do YouTube. I honestly don't look, when it comes to how to run YouTube, I don't look at the YouTube barbers for that information. I look at people with the huge channels that got 5 million. You know, a lot of photographer, a lot of videographer, a lot of people that just teach social media marketing. And that's where I got a lot of my information from. And so some of the things that I do is much different. You guys see it, it's much different than some of the other YouTube barbers. And that's why, because I want to, even if I drop a video, yeah, Bazio had a video with random letters like that. So if I drop a video, I might not get 300,000 views like Beam will immediately, but I'm optimized for search, and there's always going to be new barbers over forever. So there's always going to be someone wanting to cut hair at home forever. So if I'm looking up, you know, if I'm doing my research to see what's the most searched things when it comes to cutting hair, and I name my videos that, guess whose videos will always grow? Where I might only get a few hundred the first day or 1,000 the first day, I looked it up, every month this thing gets searched 300,000 times. So eventually my videos will catch them, my channel will catch, you know, that kind of stuff. So it's just the marketing behind it. But what I was saying to Laura, you have the ability to type in whatever haircut that you want to do and watch a tutorial and follow it step by step. You can make these videos speed up, you can make them slow motion, and you can press pause and rewind, and you just follow it step by step. Next person. Yo, Chris, I started cutting hair, bro, and I'm so confused on what to do. I've watched a year. So that's why I said, man, when you get into barber school, you're going to mess up a lot of heads. Before you get into barber school, you're going to mess up a lot of heads. So you keep watching and you keep trying, and you look at what is my mistake and how do I not make that mistake? What is, when you say I messed my cousin's hair up, what was messed up about it? Don't use terms like I messed him up. Say, hey, the edge up was off. And the left side sloped down more than the right side did, and I didn't know how to bring it up. I set the bald line in there and I couldn't figure out how to take it out. You know, when you guys are leaving these comments to people and you're asking for help, try to be as descriptive as you can, because you could say it's messed up because of the scissor work on top. That might be what you felt. And then I give you advice on fading and I really didn't answer or help you in any way. So be descriptive. That goes for everybody, not just for my channel, not just for him, but for all of you. Whenever you have a question, try to be super descriptive so that you can get the help that's designed for you. So really quickly, I'm going to go over to my Instagram and just see if any of you guys have sent me anything. And yeah, we're going to see how this plays out. So let's see. Can you guys see my screen pretty clearly? Let me minimize some stuff so I can see what y'all are saying. Okay, so Ray said he sent some things over. Let's get it pulled up. My Instagram. And I follow a lot of barbers, as y'all can see. Like, that's not my work. It's usually a lot of barbers. Let's see. Ray, I do not see. Oh, hold on. It could be under request. Oh, Giovanni, Ray. Okay, guys, I see it. Accept primary. And you guys can also let me know how clear this is. If you have to, you can maximize your screen. Okay, so just starting with Ray, he's got a high bald taper. It looks like, I can't tell if he's in a shop or if he's at the house or not, which that really doesn't matter. But just looking at this, it looks like a high bald taper. So the first thing I'm gonna do with my high bald taper is set in my bald line right here, right? And so with that means anything under that should definitely be bald. It's not balded out. So I don't know if you have any electric shavers yet, but that would be something to invest in if you don't have one. A lot of people use the, what is it, the Bronze Series 9 and all that stuff. Those things are like $300. The Babyless ones are like $100. But the secret that I got, that Amazon one, I think it's like a Circa. I did a video on it. It was like $25-$30. And when I say it worked just as well as the Babyless one, now I gave it to a customer, so I don't know as far as longevity. I don't know how long it's gonna last, but it came with a nice carrying case. It came with a whole bunch of stuff, and you can get that thing, you can recharge it, and you can get him nice and bald under there, and he'll notice the difference because his haircuts will last a lot longer. But other than that, that's that first part. Just looking in here, it looks like you might have did like a 5 or something like that, or 6, 5, 6, or a 4, somewhere in there. For some reason the hair is like very smooth up here, but back here it's kind of standing up. So I don't know if you might have missed some of that. I just can't tell through this picture. But overall, definitely not a bad haircut by any means. Just looking at this line back here, you got a nice curve. I don't know how much you brought this up. I know some people just naturally have a higher, you know, the area of over their ear is just naturally higher. So I try to follow the natural line, and same thing with the front. I follow the natural line, but just make it crispy. So as long as you're following that natural line and you getting it sharp, then it's good. The only thing that I see is the shape. So you got a nice curve, nice curve, nice curve. Then we got kind of like a straight line here, and then it drops down at an angle right here. So I would make this more kind of curved in here a little more, or I would make sure that if I'm going to go straight, like at this diagonal, I'm going to make sure that I do it all the way through. So some of that would have come off to give a straight line. And I'll get some, I'll get some stuff to where I can actually screen write. So when we do this stuff next time, you guys will be able to see like what I'm talking about a little better. Like I said, overall, this is definitely not a bad haircut. Ray, are you licensed yet? Are you licensed yet? Let's go to the next. First thing I'm gonna notice is, and this looks like the same haircut. This taper is very, very high in the back. This is very high. This area right here is the occipital bone. Typically, you're going to keep that taper below that area. So you don't want to chase the fade up all the way up here. And this is a weight line in here that you could have faded out a little better. But yeah, you want to have this area should have been like down in here. That is a super high taper in the back. As you can see, it's almost as up to the top of his ears from this angle, if that makes sense. Okay, so you're not even in, bro. This is good work to not have been in barber school yet. I promise you, this is good work to not have gone to barber school. So yeah, so normally what I do when I start my bald line, a lot of times, so let's just say a lot of my Hispanic customers are pretty hairy guys and the hair's coming back here. Where the heck do I start? I typically put my bald line around the bottom of the ears, something like that. I'll be in this area and then I'll begin to fade up. But about time I reach up here, like this still looks like a number 1 guard or something like this. About time I'm up in this area, I'm already to a 2, 2.5, you know, maybe my 2 all the way open. and I'm not going much higher than this area back here, but not bad, not bad. Let's go to the next. Okay, so first thing I'm going to notice on this right side, the right side and the left side are not the same. If you look at this picture and I pull up this picture, it almost looks like two different barbers cut his hair. And that's one thing. And like you said, you're not a professional barber yet. So what you're looking to do is have a system to where I do the same exact steps on both sides in the same areas. So that way that the fade can come out the same. I really like that left side. The right side is not as good. You left more weight up here. You took out more of the weight line. The darkness is out more on this side than the other side. So keep an eye on this right here. It's so light up here versus over here. You see how dark it is? And so the other one, you took out so much weight that this on the other side of the fade, it goes up. You got more of an arch versus right here, it looks more like a straight line. So let's go back to the other one. And you see it now, it looks more like an arch. And this is just what we call having a trained eye. So your eye is not developed all the way, but your eye is good enough to blend. I don't see a bunch of weight lines in here, so you can fade, but we got to work on your transition or your blend area from the long length into the faded area. But nonetheless, still not a terrible haircut. You see, so let's just look at the contrast of colors. Think of a fade is going from dark to light. So as I'm going from dark, it should be getting lighter, bald. And you actually kind of bald it out just a little bit more on this side than the other side as well. But if I come in this area, let's look at that same thing. Dark is still dark, and all of a sudden it becomes light. So the thing when we're talking about fading, what I'm looking for is this dark area right here. How can I make it perfectly blend in between here and here? This lighter area and this darker area. That means some of this darkness needs to come out. Same thing in here. And that's the same thing that I was talking about in the back. You see dark. This is heavy dark. And then it's much lighter. So we got to make this area, this darkness right here, take some of that out so that it all transitions smoothly and my eye doesn't detect where the darkness and light stops. I just noticed that it gradually blends into each other. Hopefully that helps you guys. I would have liked to had a picture from the front view, just because looking at his edge up, it looks like it is like you got kind of straight right here, like you were working on the box. I will say this right here, this slant right here is almost perfect. Almost perfect, if it's not perfect. A lot of barbers, they'll try to edge it up straight and down, up and down, like straight up and down. You have to lean it back a little bit. It looks like this guy's hair is naturally like that. But for some of you guys, let's just say it was straight up and down already. I'm going to make a little bit of a slant in here, because from the front view, it's going to look like if you just put their edge up straight up and down and you look at them from the front, it's going to make their edge up appear to be leaning towards you. So if you lean it back just slightly a little bit, then it's going to give the appearance of being straight up and down. So haircutting is all an illusion. So it looks like, you know, you got on this line, it's kind of rough right here, because it goes up, goes down. I know a lot of barbers on straight hair customers that they want to give a nice edge up to. They'll go in and they'll start the edge up, and then they come back with some sort of holding spray and then kind of clean it up, because, you know, at this length, whatever this is, this 6 or whatever this is on top, let me know if I'm right. Ray, is this a 6 or a 5 or something like that? It just looks kind of long. But at that length, you know, as you're edging that up, it's going to be moving around a little bit. But like I said earlier, if you look at the top here, like this just needs to be smoothed out, smooth evenly. So what I do is I go over this haircut. You look at the growth pattern. whatever hair, the way his hair is growing. So this hair is growing like at that pattern, kind of down and around, swooping back. So then when I'm cutting it against the grain, I need to be going up and around. I'm doing exact opposite of however his hair grows in this area. If it's swirling to the left, then I'm going to cut against the grain going the opposite way. And I'm going to go over that until it's all even. And so as you see back here, you follow the shape of his head, and then you see the hair sticking out here. Then you see it kind of dips in and more hair sticks out. And then you kind of got more hair and it's all uneven. So that's what we call finishing a haircut or polishing a haircut. Yeah, send a pic. Chris, send it to Christopher Manyweather. Let's see how much time we got left on my timer, guys. I said 30 minutes. We have 9 minutes and 18 seconds left in this live. Hey, thank you, Ray, for sending these pictures over. That's the kind of stuff that will make you one of the best barbers ever. When you can put your work out there, you take criticism, and then you remember what is said and you put that into action. So that's what I did. I had someone that was able to do this for me inside of my barber school. I'm calling him over at the end of every haircut. I know he's better than me. Hey, come over here. What do you see? And everything that he points out, I'm going to fix it. And I'm going to call him back over there. And if it ain't fixed all the way, he's going to point it out. And I'm going to look at it and be like, oh, hold on. Okay, yeah, I can see it. I can see it. And I'm going to call him over there until it's all gone. And next time I cut that person's hair or a haircut like it, I'm not going to, bro, just send it. Just send it, Chris. I'm going to make sure that I don't do that mistake. But yeah, bro, very, I love this side, bro. Like, you killed this haircut on the side, even the edge up. Let's just look at the edge up on this side. It's even better on here than on the other side. Like, this haircut, I could see somebody easily paying $20, $25, $30, leaving a professional barbershop with this haircut right here. This haircut can pass in the street from this angle. But what you're working on is the consistency to make it look like that on both sides, because I couldn't give this person 25, 30 bucks for it. I'm willing to give this person 10 bucks, $5. This is my homeboy. He's practicing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my boy. I go over there and let him practice on my head. That's how that side looks. This side looks professional, which lets me know that you have the ability, you have the skill. Now you're looking for the consistency that comes through practice, practice, practice. And then you, like I said, you bring this taper down in the back. It's not a bad taper in the back. It's just too high. So you bring that down, you fix those edge up issues, and yeah, man, you're going to be good, bro. Let's see. What did anybody say? Okay, yeah, let's move on to the next person. I forgot some other people. Hey, man, talking down on us hairy people. No, bro. I love my Hispanic customers, bro. The blends on Hispanic people, especially if they got very, very thick hair and very light skin, like, bro, this taper looks good to me. Like I don't know. I love Hispanic hair, bro. So I cut a lot of Hispanic customers. I got days where I don't do anything but Hispanic people. I got days where I don't do anyone but white people. Like, it's just, my clientele is so, like, it's varied. Like, I got a lot of different people whose hair I cut. I haven't cut in about 2 weeks, but I'm going to cut brother's hair tomorrow. I'll send some pictures. Yeah, go ahead, bro. Definitely. Let me go and see who else we had. I know some other requests. Giovanni. Okay, Giovanni with the low taper. Okay. All right, guys. So first thing I see here, question, Giovanni, did you edge him up? I want to say that you did, but I think I need it cleaner than that if you did. I feel like you did. This is one of your first haircuts. Okay, dope. So this is good. Y'all got some good work to be beginners, bro. This is a very decent taper. Once again, it looks like it's meant to be a bald taper. Just bald it out a little bit more. If a person asks for a really low taper, I usually try to do it bald, because if you don't, it's going to grow back so fast. And how I typically do the guideline is it's usually like a arch shape, you know what I'm saying? And I'll have all that nice and bald, and then you just start to blend it in. You got a little weight line right here. This could have come out a little more with maybe like a, with maybe like a 1.5, or depending on what clippers you use. I'm a big Masters guy, so I know that my Masters #1 guard all the way open is going to take most of that out. My #2 is going to hit some of this bulk. When I'm going to edge it up, you see this hair on his ears. Most people, when they're coming to get haircuts, they know that, you know what, this hair is growing on my ears. It's definitely time for a haircut. So that means that after the haircut, this should be gone. You got to get that hair off the ears. Ray did a very good job of cleaning up around the ears. I can tell right here that you really didn't go much behind the ears. So make sure that you fold those ears down and you clean up all the way around behind the ears. This could have been a little sharper. If you edge them up, this kind of goes up and around and then drops down, and then it looks like you didn't really touch it that much in here. And then it's kind of hanging down on his forehead in here. You know, you just want to, the finished product should be a lot cleaner, but this is not a bad haircut, especially for it to be your first haircut. Moving on to the back. Typically all my neck tapers are always bald. I always start bald. So I would bald this out more, and then that will give you much more of a transition, making sure that your guidelines, it doesn't look like you had much of a guideline. It looks like you were just kind of, you know, poking around with your guards until it came out or came together as much as you can control. So set your guidelines in the back and then just begin to take them out. But I have no problem with this weight being up here, but the difference between your haircut and Ray's is that this light part down here was like all the way up here, and that's what you don't want to see. So we can still have a nice clean transition. I feel like your light area should be just a little higher, and then just blend into this what looks like a #2 against the grain, or too closed or open. I can't really tell, but yeah, overall not bad, especially like you said, first haircut. So I'd have cleaned some of this stuff up off his ears, shaped it up with my scissors or something like that. Not bad for a first haircut by any means. And okay, so I don't know, is this the same? This is a different day, so it must be the same kid, different haircuts, or different visits. So same kid, different visits. The taper is better. Like I said, I'd bald it out a little more, because this thing is going to grow out within a few days, and you don't want moms like, I'm not going back to that guy because your haircuts grow back too fast. So you just want to bald it out a little more, so that low taper, like, it's such a small area, you want to make sure that it can give it some longevity. So bald it out, hit it with the electric shaver towards the bottom, and then do exactly what you did over here. You see the difference this time? You actually clean the hair up off of the ear, so it's much better. But still, I'm looking for a more sharper line around the ear. All of that matters. Like, everything matters in these haircuts. So I can see that you lined up back here, but I should be able to see that you lined it up behind the ear from here as well. So if you got to move that ear down a little bit, put the corner of your edges in there, and just make it hit your circle motion, the same thing you did over here. So the same way you did it over here, you want to do it over here. This line is still not as crispy as it could be, but it looks better than this. Over here doesn't look like any line at all, but over here I can tell that you edged it up. This time around I can tell that you edged it up. As you can see, what I was saying about Ray's video about leaning this corner back a little bit. So for his edge up, his hair is still kind of long, so it's curling, right? So really, you got some little hair here, but this hair is curving back. So what I would do is I'd knock this hair down just a little bit in here, just a little bit more, so that it can lay down and not curl towards the back like it wants to do when it's longer. And then when I set the edge up, I'm going to make sure that I start from here because the hair is going to go out to here. And then I'm going to go up from here like that. So this is what I call a professional pushback. Some of this hair is going to come off. And then up here, same thing. Some of this hair has to come off in order for you to make a straight line. A lot of beginner barbers are afraid to take that hair off. That's called an edge up. If you ever had somebody come cut your grass, you can tell the difference between a person that came and just cut your grass from a person that came and cut your grass and edged it up at the end. And if you watch them edge it up, you'll see that they took all this hair that's hanging over the cement and took it, or all this grass that's hanging over the cement line, they took that off. So imagine whatever the straight line would be, the straightest line from here to here, that's your cement line. You don't want to look for it up here because you know I'm taking this edge up back. But I can make a straight line even though he's got a hole right here. He's got it's lighter right here. So I'm going to go to the top of it and go straight across. That's my cement line. Anything hanging over that, I'm knocking that grass off. It has to come off to make a straight line. His edge up is curved. So that means I'm going to have to knock some hair off to make it straight. I hope that makes sense for you guys. Edge up in the front. Let's see. This is a good angle. Okay. So yeah, I can definitely tell that you edge it up. So like I was saying before, if you don't edge it up and lean that corner back, like I just showed you guys, look how it makes his edge up look like it's leaning towards us. Like it's leaning to the left instead of looking like it's straight up. So in order to make it look like it's straight up, you're going to actually have to lean it back to the right a little bit. And on this side, it's a little bit better because you leaned it in a little more. But as you can see, nothing about this looks like a straight edge up. And not everybody's going to have a boxed edge up. I have people whose edge up is going to be a little bit more rounded. And I'm not trying to make it super squared because they may not want that much hair taken off. So I'm going to make it just look cleaner than this right here. So all that hair, what I would have done, I would have taken my trimmers and put them like I'm cutting against the grain, and I'd go straight up, not on his scalp, but straight off his head, from straight off his forehead. So I'm going to knock anything hanging over his edge up off, and then I'll edge it up. And make sure that you guys have a comb in your hand or a brush so that as you edge up or as you're fading, you lay the hair back down in its natural position. You can be fading. Let me go back. You can be fading, right? Hitting this taper, especially with his hair being so long, and you keep hitting it, and you don't know why it's not coming together. It's because you don't have a brush or you don't have a comb. Once you brush it down, you'll see that, oh, dang, that spot that I thought was a spot was really some hair that was already cut, and I kept going over it, and I just wasted a whole bunch of time because I didn't remove that debris. But overall, these are beginner's haircuts. Bro, Giovanni, you got nothing to be worried about. Yeah, apply what you know now to what you're learning. Take the criticism and you apply it, and bro, you'll be good. So good work overall, man. Let's see. Anybody else send something? Oh, this was a guy who sent it earlier. This guy is, I don't think he said he's in barber school just yet, but look at this. I told him, he was like, what do you think about the design? What do you think about the blend? And I told him the blend is perfect. Only thing I can see now that it's blown up bigger, like back here, once again, like I said, for me personally, I typically bald that out, but this is a woman. So it doesn't necessarily, like, it don't look bad to me that it's not bald at the very bottom. I told him the lines could be cleaner. So if you look, this line is a little shaky, right? And then I said in one of my videos, so a lot of people, when they're trying to do parts or designs, they're just going to put this line in the middle and try to clean it out with a razor, right? What I tell people to do is start it off like you're doing an edge up. Put a nice, clean, sharp, straight line across right here. And then I'm going to flip my trimmers over and I'm going to start pushing that same, I'm going to push that part down now. So I'm not going to touch this no more. I'm going to push that area that I just did on the bottom. I'm going to push it down. So now my trimmers are upside down and I'm giving you another sharp, crispy line. But as you can see, this is not as sharp and it's not as crispy. And this could just be, I don't know if it's trimmers or zero gap, but it is a clean design. And the reason I say it's clean, because a lot of people don't go into their parts with the razor. So as you can see, all of that is bald. He's cleaned it out. The only thing he has to fix on that is sharper lines, crispier lines, but he's got the balding of that line out. I don't see any cut marks. So he's good with the razor. And my boy, I don't even think he's in school yet. And he's already doing designs with the razor. I've seen a lot of people get designs and them things be all bloody inside. All right, let's see. What y'all talking about over here? He said, Ray said, that's my boy who lets me practice. Yeah, that's dope, bro. You'll be able to perfect that. Do me, bro. Edgar Blends. Edgar, everybody's been sending me videos to my Instagram. If you didn't send it, then I'm not gonna have it, bro. Refresh Insta. Oh, okay. Let me refresh and see. Okay. Known as Moe. I don't know what that says. I don't know. Is that you? I'm Hope. Ooh, that boy got some curls. Okay, I like videos. I like videos. All right. So, man, curls is great. These curls is great. So first thing that I see just from this angle, I'm just going to start off with, this is a nice fade. Nice fade. Right here, we got some dark area. You'll be able to see it as I turn it a little more. I don't know if you guys can pick it up, but edge up, like I just told the last guy. And sometimes I'll take my number 2 guard against the grain and go straight off the head, straight up. I'm not following the shape of the head. I'm just going straight up and down, and I'll knock that down so that you can give him a crispier edge up. Or I might take a number 1 guard halfway open with my masters, and or maybe a 1.5 for you guys, depending on what you're using, seniors or something like that. And I'll just kind of knock this hair down, lay it down, so that when you edge it up, it's not hanging over like that. It's not wobbly. Like, this is a very good blend, but this edge up kind of throws it off. This is not a bad haircut by any means. This is a professional haircut, and I don't even know if my boy is a pro yet. This is a good haircut that can definitely be seen walking through the streets, and somebody wouldn't mind asking, hey, bro, who cut your hair? Like, this is a very, very good haircut. One thing that I can see is, if you guys look at the shape of the curl, shape of the fro, let's follow it around in a circle. Everything's even. And so when I get to this side, it looks like this part dips in. Can y'all see that? It goes up right there. That's one thing that there's no curls in here, but I got curls down here and I got curls down here. So that means that this area right here, you cut it much lower than you cut here. And then you cut here. And maybe I don't know how you did it, but I might have done something like clipper over comb in this area. And that way you would have preserved some more darkness here, just like you had over here. It looks like maybe you had a guard and we're going in and you just kind of went up higher than you realized. But like I said, at this angle, I can see more of the weight line. Can y'all see? So we're looking for darkness all on this way down to transition into the light part. So this is the main amount of darkness I see. If that stands out to me, that means it could have been blended a little more. I should not see where it starts and stops. You could have, just down here on the bald area, you could have cleaned this up just a little bit more, but overall a very, very good haircut. Right here, the Edgar joint. First thing I see is this weight line. Like, this is a lot of weight to go into a transition. So if we're thinking smooth transitions, let's look at, this is a dark spot. This is a long line of a dark spot, another dark spot, dark, and then this is just bulk in here. And you just got these streaks of dark areas. You want to make sure that it blends a little bit better than that. It looks like you might have did like maybe a 4 around the sides or something like that, 3 or 4. For me, I feel like a number 2 open. Sometimes I can fade into a 4 perfectly if I'm not following the shape of the head, just kind of like flicking it off. I'm not a fan of these sideburns, but if that's how you wanted it, have at it. Like I said earlier about the longer hair for Hispanic guys, what I do is typically with this hairstyle, I'll do a little clipper over comb and I'll follow it up. I'm not taking a lot off. I'm just hitting the tips and I'll follow it up until the hair is about at this mark. So I'm getting everything that lays for it. And what that's doing is kind of layering it. So then when I go to put an edge up on it, it doesn't curve under so much. And you know, as you're doing those kind of edge ups, the hair is so long, you can hit it 5 times and it's moving on you, or it doesn't look right. So holding spray, clipper over comb, something like that. Those are some techniques that I use for this kind of hairstyle. Looking at the bulk on the top, I feel like this could have been cleaned up a little bit more, where this hair is coming down right here, a little bit over clipper over comb action, and we could have cleaned up that a little bit more. But let's go. Okay, so I see we got a pretty clean line behind the ear. I ain't mad at that at all. The taper is looking, I feel like it should have been stretched a little bit more. Just try making bigger guidelines, like at least 1/2 inch on your guidelines going up, but you kept the taper low, so that's not bad. So you guys see this dark area right here? That's the occipital bone. That's the area that I was talking about for the other guy. Like, you don't really want to take your taper up over that. The only difference is for him, and it could be this angle. Sometimes it's the angle that'll make it look even darker, but this is usually with your drop fades and things like that. This area is usually the darkest area on the haircut. So I usually make sure that I'm at least like a 2.5 just to hit that and lighten it up to where it doesn't look like a crease. Going into whatever this length is right here, I feel like maybe thinning shears over comb could have taken some of that out, or your number 3 guard could have taken some of that out. But not bad at all. Okay, so we're going on to the next cut. All right, I really can't judge the back of this one. Actually, from what I can see, this blend in the back looks pretty fire. I'm not gonna lie. I wish that your blend on the side was as smooth as your blend on the back. So when I come on this side, from this angle right here, right here. So I like to check my haircuts from different angles. So I noticed that when I went all the way to the side, it didn't look as bad as this. But you want your haircut to look good from every angle. So all this darkness in here, you gotta clip over combs or something, you know, use a bigger guard to just lighten this area up, because we're transitioning from longer hair to shorter hair. So then you don't see, now you can see it from here, all that weight. So from here, you might say, okay, this taper, this fade is good. This looks like a good fade, good taper. But the blend, where we're blending from the long hair, the long hair into the short hair, this transition could be cleaned up. It doesn't look as harsh here, but like we said, from this angle right here, you can see how rough it is. So that's why I spin my chair and I'm looking at them from all angles. So if I see this right here, I'm going to stop right here at the angle that I saw it at, and I'm going to fix it. And then I'll spin them some more and see, okay, what do I see from here? Okay, what do I see from here? You know, I'm spinning my chair. I'm stepping kind of behind him, because as you can see from this side, you don't really see all that as much. But from this angle from behind him on the side, from the behind and side, you can see more weight line. Right here, you can see more of a weight line. So that's why I change my angle so much while I'm cutting hair. Overall, not bad. For this haircut, since he's wearing it kind of forward and messy, I would have pulled it down on this side, kind of like what you did, but I would have scissored over comb. And then at the end, while I'm styling it, once you push it forward, even though I got everything straight on the side, scissor over comb, and it looks blended, when I push it forward, it's going to look like it'll be layered even more, if that makes sense. So try that next time, because I can see this is a lot of weight in here. I don't know exactly what you did on the front, but it looks like when you're cutting the fringe or the bang area, you kind of went up. So this side is much longer. If I was to pull all this hair straight down, this is longer, much longer than it is in the front. And then it's pretty choppy, which is not fine. Everybody doesn't want straight, but they also, most of the time, unless they're looking for like a custom contoured, stylized UK haircut, they're probably not wanting one accent piece this long. This is not an intentional accent piece. This is just kind of like, you know, not a good job of doing the bangs. So, but overall, like that's good beginner haircut, because I see that you have the technique. Now you're perfecting the technique. And like I said about the other guy, it's practice is going to be the thing that makes you much better. This haircut right here does not look like the same person right here, which shows me at the same time you're a little bit more comfortable with curlier hair, even though his hair is straight at longer lengths, it's curly, but it was much easier for you than this, in my opinion. Just looking at how well you did, I can't know if it's easy for you or not, but you did much better that way. All right. Let's see what y'all talking about. Okay, so you said he had a big dent there, and if that's with the curls, then I'm going to make the other areas complement it, or I'm going to leave the hair longer to cover up the dent, if that makes sense. I need to get a chair ASAP. Bro, having a barber chair, I can stand in one spot, spin my customer, and see exactly like what I need to see. Like, you can't beat that. Ray says, thanks again for the criticism. I'll be back next time for more help. Yeah, man, come back, bro. Hey, thank you, Ray. Thank you. I don't even know if my alarm ever went off. Oh, y'all cheated me. How did I pause my thing? It still say 9 minutes and 18 seconds. I'm like, bro, I know that was way longer. Y'all got me on that. Okay, so guys, I have 9 likes on this video, and one of them is from me. So if you haven't liked this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. No problem. I hope to see more cuts, bro. Like, your haircuts are really good, bro. And you're only gonna go up from there. That's the crazy part. Like, that's wild. Otha, I don't know why. I don't have to accept a friend request to get it. You just have to send it, bro. Yeah, all these other people, I don't think that I'm friends with them. They just sent it. Oh, J Clips. Okay. All right, I'm gonna do these last. I'm gonna do if some of these pictures are different video, I'll probably just pick one because it's already 12:16. Okay, who is this? This is Edgar. Hey, stop playing with me, Edgar. Stop playing with me. This is clean. Okay, so what do I see? Edgar, like I said about the other guy, first of all, let me say this is dope overall. I love the art to it. The design is clean. I see that you understand the concept of hitting the top line of the design as well as cleaning it out from the bottom line. So those are clean lines. That's what my other guy was trying to get, But for you, what you didn't do, what he got, is the fact that you didn't, I can see that you didn't chase it with a razor. So this design is going to grow out fast. Most of my Hispanic customers' hair grow really quickly. So you have to clean it up with a razor if you're going to do that. One thing that would have made this design pop even more would have been cleaner lines on the inside with the razor. And even if you would have just widened it out just a little bit more, some of my favorite design barbers, if you look at their work, they're let me pull somebody up real quick. Smash. I don't know. Y'all know Smash, the legend? I want y'all to look at his design work, even his line work. Like, look at these haircuts. His line work is pretty sharp, pretty clean. But let's go to a design. I can always tell a Smash design because he always cleans it up with the razor. Look how clean that the lines are, simply because he cleaned it up with a razor. You see the difference? Just by cleaning it out. Here's another one. He cleans it out with the razor. It's gonna last longer. His lines look cleaner. His lines look sharper. Look at this guy, bro. Look at the work Smash does, man. If y'all not following this dude, he's ridiculous. Like, his whole beard look fake. But let's see. I'm trying to find another design. So look how much this design pops, simply because he cleaned it out with the razor. And the contrast that's set because he set these lines much bigger, and it's also hollowed out with the razor. Like, it just makes it look that much cleaner. So you guys want to make sure that whenever you're doing design work, that you clean it out with the razor. Even like a simple part like this, he's going to clean it out with the razor because it's going to make it last. And it's going to make it look cleaner. But these are good looking designs. Actually, I can't really tell from this one, but it looked like you might have used the razor on this one. I would just widen those lines up just a little bit to make it stand out even more. Not all of them, but just in certain areas. So like maybe in there on that curve, it could have been just a little bit cleaner. But you definitely know what you're doing, man. Let's see. Going back to this cut. You could have just blended that right there just a little bit more. There's a lot. Here we go. So let's look. If we're thinking transition and we're looking at weight lines and we're saying dark to light, we go darkest, 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 darkest. It should be getting lighter as it goes down. But what happens right here? It's still super dark. This whole corner is long hair. There is no true transition in here. We got a nice taper, but the blend is not done as well as it could be. You got a lot of hair behind this ear. And I noticed, like, this is one thing I've noticed for a lot of people. If you start off as a great design barber, then your fades are usually not as good. But for you, I can tell from the back that you know how to fade. But what I will say is that you got to work on your transition. This is a very, also you got to decide, I don't know what this what's supposed to be. Is this, what kind of taper is this? If you can leave a comment, bro, what kind of taper is that? Because it's not a low taper. Down here, it's bald low like a low taper, but then you ended up chasing it all the way up here like a high taper. But I don't know if you consider this a mid taper, but you just got to get some of that bulk out of there with a number, you know, like a clipper over comb or a bigger guard, something like that. Same thing in the back. You could have cleaned it up like from the side, just looking at the shape. Looking at the shape over here, that stuff could have been cleaned up just a little bit more. Little clipper over comb would have done wonders on that. Right here, you can see it a little bit more what I was talking about. So you guys look at how short this length is, and then you see like a line in here. That's a weight line from where the hair stops, where you can tell where he went up and where he stopped. You shouldn't be able to tell. So that means that from here All this should have been clippered over comb to kind of blend in with this and blend in with this up here. But overall, man, really good work, Edgar. Really, really good work. Yeah, really, really clean work. Man, he made you work on this one. His hair is so long. I used to hate doing those really long hairstyles. I wish I could see the other side. Just kind of looking in the mirror. And that's just me. I'm a mirror barber. Looking right here in the mirror, right here, it looks like if you didn't do a design over there, then you got too much weight. Y'all probably was just looking right here. I'm a barber, man. We use the mirror. So you got a lot of weight going on over here that you could have cleaned up, as well as look at that edge up. Like I told the other guys, the edge up is leaning towards his face. It should be looking like it's going a little bit the other way so that from the front it's straight up and down. So that's what your mirror is for. You can catch things like that. You still got a little bit of your guideline. I can still see it right here. And it also kind of drops out like to here. And then it comes in, and this could have been just a little bit cleaner transition, but overall good design. I can see that you know how to fade. You went up in here and you faded the design. That's good work, bro. That's good money. Man, if you came and worked for me, bro, I'd give you just a little pointer, a few pointers, and we good to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, yeah, you don't got much to go. You're not that far off, bro. On Q says good night, bro. Making the lines wider too. Yeah, definitely, bro. Definitely. Thinning shear on top. Yeah, he could definitely use the thinning shear. Look at that. They putting these fire emojis, bro. Like, people like your work. Let's see. You know what? I know some of you guys sent some more work as well, but it is late, and this will give me, if I get on tomorrow and go live with you guys, we'll go ahead and go live, and we'll do some of this again tomorrow. If you guys don't mind, we can pick it back up tomorrow. Edgar, good work. Ray, good work. I'm Hope, good work. You know, all y'all boys, man, like, and gals, if any of y'all, y'all send y'all work. Giovanni, keep getting it, bro. Keep getting it. Don't get nervous. Don't think that you just killed, like it's not beyond repair. It's hair. It's going to grow back, but even your tapers weren't bad. So you guys like this video, share this video. I will be chopping more of those. If you guys missed yesterday's or the day before, I'm going to take out all the important parts or the high moments, great questions, and I'm going to chop those up, and I'm just going to be reposting them as their own personal videos. One thing I meant to say earlier to you guys is that I think I'm done with the thinning hair. I know I said it was going to be a 4-part series. The last video, the guy, it's not really a it's not really, his hairline is receding a little bit, but you guys saw all the drastic cases, so I should have just made it 3 from the beginning. But I will still put out that video. I'm just not in a rush to do it no more. I feel like the series is over with. But you know, I'm still gonna be dropping videos, and yeah, you guys, man, follow each other, bro. And this is something that you can do for one another. Y'all can point out some flaws, or you can ask like, hey man, how'd you do this? Is there anything that you think I could do better? And you guys grow from each other. So yeah, man, like Edgar got the juice. Y'all see it, man. That boy got the juice for real. Look at how he faded in that heart. That joint is icy, bro. This whole concept, like a freestyle design. I don't think nobody sent that to him, or I don't think it was a screenshot. It looks like it was a freestyle, and that joint is clean, bro. So all of you guys, man, y'all keep up the good work, and yeah, I think I'll be on tomorrow. I plan on doing it. I can definitely get on. If you guys don't expect that the thinning hair series to continue, then I can get on and do this, and I can do other things, and I won't rush to put that other video out because it's a good video. But when I was looking at the techniques that I did in the video, I want to show you guys how to use the raking system to where, man, I don't need a guard right here. I can skip a guard because I'm raking. So I did half of the head with a guard. the other half with without a guard, just to show you guys some techniques. And I focus more on that than necessarily like his receding hairline. So that video will come out, but I'm considering now that thinning hair series is completed. 3 videos. I said 4, but I give you guys 3 videos. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we're gonna move on from here. His Vlogmas is here. We're gonna drop all kind of content. We're gonna go live a lot, and I don't mind doing this. If you guys want to show me work, we can do this, and we can chop it up, and we can critique, and we can get better. So I love y'all. Have a great night. I'll see y'all tomorrow.